Hello and welcome to Almost 30.
Welcome to our world. So glad you're here. It's Lindsay and Krista, best friends in person here in LA, though we buy coastal, but we make the trips.
Don't need to be 30 to listen. It's just how old we were when we started. So you can be whoever you want, whenever you want, however you want. We are no longer almost 30. It's all good.
We age in reverse. We're 22.
We age in reverse. Like the TikTok trend. Have you seen that TikTok trend?
I'm not on TikTok.
Either am I, but I hear wind. I caught wind of it. So basically there's a trend on TikTok where Gen Z is talking about how millennials don't age.
Say more. Okay.
And we're millennials, right?
Yes.
Okay. How we're not aging.
Yes.
And this guy did a clip where he showed tons of people from the past that were certain ages. So as an example, if you think about even Sex and the City, they were 35.
Yep.
From nowadays standards, they look 50.
Totally.
There was
like different.
Cheers.
Oh, Cheers. I did see this
Did you
actually.
see Cheers? They were 27 to 30.
Is that true?
No, honestly, they were, you guys, you have to look at the age of the cast of Cheers. They were 27 to 32 and they looked like 50.
Oh, yeah.
From Father of the Bride, Steve Martin and his wife.
We're like what, 40s or something? Yeah.
They were like decrepit. Golden Girls, they were in their 50s.
No way.
Golden Girls were in their 50s.
Wow.
Yes. Homer Simpson, 37.
Homer Simpson.
The guy from
cartoon.
Seinfeld, not Jerry Seinfeld, but the other guy that's
George.
short. George, guess how old?
40.
31.
No way.
Lindsay Simsick, 31. That is unhealthy and unwell, but I do feel like most of my friends look better in their 30s than ever. But
Everyone
this is actually my biggest fear right now is thinking that. And then I'm going to look back and be like, girl, no. Because I even look back at pictures of myself from a few years ago and I'm like, oh, I thought I was like giving and I was not.
I really think we're in our, for the most part, prime.
I just need that to be true and not for me to think it and not be true because I literally I've looked at photo shoots and stuff when I was like, oh, I thought I was like serving and
But think about this. Don't you just want to get better and better?
Yes, 100%.
So
but I also want to be realistic and hopefully I can have my mind not be delusional about it.
Right. So in like 10 years, hopefully you do look back on this time and like, are like, one. I look better now. I feel better now, look better now. But I also respect and love what she was doing.
That's a good one.
So it's like that shift rather than like, oh God.
No, honestly. It's just like, oh my gosh. Like I was looking at the eyelashes and you got off that trend sooner.
Oh, did I?
You got off eyelashes sooner. Yeah. You did. And I remember you were like, I'm never doing eyelashes again. And I still was like a caterpillar. I was just like, what do you mean?
I laugh thinking about what other people thought.
Oh, girl.
In my life.
Also, it was when we first moved to LA and we had like a brand deal with this company that was giving us Botox. And my eyebrows were like,
oh, it's crazy. I look back at photos.
Surprised.
People are like, who is that girl? I'm like, I have no idea.
It was so weird because I tried way harder and I looked worse.
I completely agree.
It's crazy.
I completely agree. Yeah, but I guess I had to do that. You know, we kind of had to do all the things to kind of realize because I probably, if I didn't do it in my 20s, I would like be dying to do it now.
That's a good point. Yeah, experimenting with that. And yeah, I'm trying the thing where you're not doing Botox. I haven't done it in a while. I would only do it once a year, but I'm doing the thing with the tape at night.
Yeah.
On the face. Are you doing that too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Face taping, face massage, gua sha.
Yeah, you're doing the face massage.
Cupping, da-da-da.
Yeah.
But yeah, the tape's amazing.
The tape is good.
I follow a few people that do like a face tape that's really gentle on the skin, but also stimulates the circulation and collagen. Or not stimulates the collagen, but circulation because certain tape won't work.
Okay.
So you kind of have to be specific about the tape.
Whoa.
But it is like you got to set aside time.
Yeah, I know.
You got to cut your own tape.
Girl.
Got to tape your face. It's like not just a 2-second thing.
Girl, that's one of the things. I'm like, if anyone doesn't think I have everything, I have it all. It's just doing it.
It's doing it.
I have the new face. I have the red light masks. I have the sauna. I had this. It's like, when are you going to do it? And also, I'm single, so I can find time, but it just loses its luster.
Totally.
That's why just getting a regular facial. But I also think with the face, what I've noticed is like, because the fascial, the connective tissue, over the muscle and in the body, it's like that is all connected.
Yes.
So if you're tight in your all parts, your face is going to be tight and it's going to be abnormal. So it's like if you are fully stretched out, if you're fully hydrated, if you're fully like loose, your face looks better.
Yes.
This is a doctor theory from me.
In an upcoming episode a little bit later in the year, I talked to my friend Bonnie, who's like fascia mama, and we talk about the face and like what you can do. But what I've been doing is like basically massaging the head, making sure that's really, really loose, and I'll find like tight spots.
Yep.
Also opening the lymph, all that stuff. But I didn't realize how that was connected. Like your fascia on your actual head can be pulling your face down in certain ways, can be like messing with forehead wrinkles, et cetera. So it's fascinating.
Wow.
How it's all connected.
Wow.
But yeah, for now I'm on a tip of, not doing it. Lots of people doing that.
Of not doing it. I know. I think more people are not. I remember.
There's something in like something's happening.
Yeah. We're kind of resisting it. Because even my friends that are the most surgeried out or whatever are not doing it anymore.
Yeah. And
I did it for a bit and then I did a break for a while. And then I got it recently. I got it like a few months ago. And it was like a few months ago and it was too much. I was like, oh, my eyebrows are low.
Yeah, I've gotten that before.
I was like, what did you do to me?
Yeah, it's not good. But I
was like, oh, now I need a lift.
It fades. It fades quickly, which is nice.
Mine doesn't fade quickly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if I have a slow metabolism and I'm a dead person, but mine does not fade. Mine lasts so long.
Oh, that's good though.
It scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a little concerning. I'm like, do I have blood circulation? Like everyone's like, oh my God, mine gets off so quickly. Burns off quick.
Or sometimes if people like do crazy ass workouts all the time, that will. Like when I was doing Soul Cycle, I mean, I would have to go every like 4 months, 3 months.
That's a good one. I also think too, I was thinking about this where I haven't got my lips done. I got them dissolved. And I think that also has helped me look more natural because even back then when I was doing the eyes, I was getting the lips and like, it's fine. Like I think lips look really pretty, but it was just like a lot.
Totally.
And I don't think lips are in anymore. When I was in Scottsdale, so I went to Scottsdale, I was at this amazing hotel called the Global Ambassador that I'm actually obsessed with. So if you ever go to Scottsdale, go to Global Ambassador. Tell them, I'm a hotel snob.
Oh yeah. I think we definitely both are. You're just more vocal.
I'm more vocal. Lindsay's sweet about it. I'm like, this place is a dump.
Yeah.
My sister,
You're like, let me tell you what I would change.
No, literally. My sister, we were going on a trip. She sent 3 links. She's like, what about these? I was like, all of them are dumps. I was like, don't send me any more links for dumps. I just like calling things dumps. It's actually really funny. But I'm a Venus and Taurus. I just really I also love to get what I pay for.
For sure.
This is my thing. I'm paying.
Very rarely do you get that with hotels.
That's
very
what
rarely.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
When I visited my dad, who's at a home in Florida, the only option was a place near him. Girl, it was a Hampton Inn and Suites dump under construction. I paid $350 a night.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, that's a ridiculous price.
It was old, crusty, like unreal. Yeah. So Global Ambassador, so sick. Like just like 5-star in a true 5-star way where like you have your glasses on the side table. They clean your glasses for you. They put them out. They organize all of your makeup. They like unpack your bags. They know your name. Like it's just.
Please touch all of my stuff and organize it.
Touch everything.
I don't understand people who don't.
Fold my underwear.
Let like people in to clean.
Oh
and,
my
like,
God, I can't.
I'm like, come in multiple times a day because it gets crazy.
Turn down service? Yes, please. Like sometimes I used to be like, don't clean because I was like, but now that I have my home and I have to clean my home all the time, I'm like, please help me out. Like I need a break.
Completely.
So I was in Scottsdale and it was interesting to see the work, like the beauty kind of standard there because it's almost like in LA, I think everyone's sort of moving to very much more natural work or it looks like you haven't done work or where people's lips aren't that big, people aren't really getting Botox. And then seeing Scottsdale, it's like they haven't, and even in London when I was in England recently, they still are kind of on the older tip of like a more housewives look.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like the big lips, the Botox, the kind of like.
At 100.
Oh, I was like, girl, whoa, the work. But girls were stunning. Like, I mean, stunning. If you're from there, like love, impressed, stunning. But it was like a little bit like of that type of work. But also I was thinking maybe our perception of work now is jaded. And maybe because, say for example, if you went up to someone, you're like, is Kendall Jenner a natural beauty? And you'd say, yeah, she's a natural beauty. No offense, she's stunning, but she's not a natural beauty.
I know.
Our girl has had tons of work done. Zoe Kravitz,
but
tons of work done. Great work. They've all had, that's the thing. It's better work. So people that are just really beautiful with really good work are being considered natural. So I don't know if that's what it was too, but it was interesting to kind of see the moment of like, oh, this was work, a phase of plastic surgery work that we've moved behind in
completely.
LA.
Completely. Yeah, there's like little pockets of that, I feel like in, different parts of the world, but mainly in the US where I'm like, oh yeah, like a little bit, not behind, it's just different. But the Kendall Jenner thing, I was like so surprised when she started to do work because I'm like, ooh, you might be messing with your modeling career. Like if it goes wrong, like
no, girl, what do you mean?
It's been done very well.
You guys, theory. Kim Kardashian has a plastic surgery center underneath her home.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a theory. You can look it up and I believe it. Think of all the girls they go over. They don't want to be seen any place. They're doing it so much. It's easier. Have the doctors come.
Yeah.
Do your thing. Recover at home. Like,
that'd be crazy.
No, I believe
to have a legit like hospital setup in underneath your home.
100%.
That's hilarious and freaky.
The best channel to look at celebrity plastic surgery like analyses is Lauryn Hill. So if you're on YouTube, go to Lauryn Hill. You can see really good ones. Angelina Jolie's is crazy.
Wow.
Like Kendall Jenner's is crazy. Kim's is not. But like you can just really get an understanding of what people are doing regularly and that we're kind of unaware of. So all of this work that's just happening under cover that we don't know about. It is fascinating.
I became not obsessed, but I found an account where
this is so silly.
This woman is like a myofascial practitioner person, and she'll take celebrities. They might have like an underbite or an over, what, like just like the jaw, the alignment, like, but she notices the most people who have veneers too early. And she basically like diagnoses them and what they could be doing myofascially. Because some people get a lot of dental work without really handling the problem.
Yeah.
So like she broke down like Britney Spears. I mean, Britney Spears has changed so much. You've seen in her face and her like mouth.
Wow. Yeah.
Check it out.
Okay, I'll have to see.
I forget the girl's name. I'll put it in the show notes.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Random.
Right now I'm getting anxious because I need someone to rub my body.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to release tension. I need to balance. I'm like, I literally am like itching to text Mo, my massage guy, and getting a massage. So we were in Scottsdale for a friend's birthday and girl, LA, men like look away at you because they can't be seen like looking at a hot woman because they'll feel rejected. Girl, the men in Scottsdale were
horny.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And horny.
I know the vibe.
It was so good. They were like athletes and successful and men like came up and talked to you. Like we were at this table and these group of guys were like talking to us all night. This guy, he comes up to our table. I was like, what do you think we all do? I'm like, say all of us. He like goes to my friend. He's like, you own a boutique. And he goes to my friend. What did he say to her? He's like,
you own a boutique.
He's like, he goes, you own a boutique. He goes, you own a hair salon. 100%.
To you?
No, to my friend. And all of them multi-million-dollar businesses. To me, you own an Orange Theory.
Holy hell.
Do you die?
That's hilarious.
I was like,
so Scottsdale.
So Scottsdale. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, you're right. And I was like, and my ex-husband is the one who invested in it. Thanks to him. Like I have my one Orange Theory that I'm crushing.
Dang.
Like the standards and the way that they thought, like what they thought we did was just.
Did you tell them the truth?
No, I don't care.
Yeah.
Don't look at what I do.
Totally.
Get away from me. Like, no. Like, what would I do? Like, oh, let me just tell you what I did. Have you heard of iHeart? They've nominated, you know what I mean? Do you want to hear how many downloads we get a month? That's my nightmare. No, I'm just like, I make it even worse. I'm like, no, oh my God, an Orange Theory would be sick. I'm like, I have my own small town gym that I'm just crushing. Can you help me invest?
I know, please.
Do you want to come for a free workout?
But did you meet anyone cool?
No.
Oh, okay. So they're not like cool. They're just, they approach you. They're really, they're hot.
Approachable, hot, sporty, athletic. I think there was eligibles for sure.
Okay. Eligibles for a good time.
Eligibles for a good time. None that I was like,
yeah.
But there was eligibles all around. And then there was the one, this is the thing. There's eligibles around and then there's the ones that talk to you.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's just a different.
You're like, the one that's talking to you is like approaching you and you're like,
no, honestly,
looking around to the other one.
Or honestly, a little bit of it's like, yeah, show the one that's eligible. I am prime real estate.
Yeah.
Let me be cool and let me send you on your way.
Yeah.
And make room for eligible, who probably has a girlfriend and is probably married. It's all good.
It's all good. But Scottsdale's a vibe. I've never been, but I've like seen enough that I'm like, I would love to go. It's beautiful. I feel like it looks very clean, manicured.
Oh, I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah. It's a vibe.
I would honestly want to spend a lot more time there. I love it so much. It's definitely a lot happening now. They have an Elefante there.
Oh,
it's
say
just
no more.
a very cool spot. Kaleidoscope Juice is like my favorite smoothie place on earth. They have protein waffles. All I need is like protein waffles and a smoothie, and I'm set for the rest of my life, to be honest.
Krista will be like their number one customer.
Number one customer.
Yeah, keep them in biz.
When I'm eating healthy food that like is like fake healthy.
Yeah, totally.
Not a vegetable in sight. I'm like,
really
I'm really, really all good. It's truly my favorite. And it was nice because it was funny. So that we went out that night and all the girls came to my room and they're like, can we have some of your magnesium? Because they know I've got the hookup of the magnesium.
Everyone's shitting in the morning and you're like, what?
No, everyone's just slept so well because it's the JSHealth one. So you guys, magnesium is my tried and true.
Theirs is my favorite.
My tried and true supplement that I recommend to so many people. It helps with your mental health. It helps with your regularity. It helps with your sleep. It helps support your nervous system. It really is something that almost everyone can take. And it has helped me immensely with sleep, with regularity, with stress. It's instrumental.
Most people are deficient.
Most people are deficient and you can't overdose on it, which is so great. And JSHealth, honestly, so we had Jess Sepel on the podcast again. She's a favorite of ours. She's a favorite of yours. I've been taking her triple strength magnesium forever now. It is the best magnesium on the market. It is the highest quality magnesium on the market. It has 3 different forms of bioavailable magnesium, and it is a therapeutic dose. So what's powerful about JSHealth is that because they created and formulated in Australia, they have different restrictions, which are so much more strict than in the States. In the States, you can kind of do whatever you want willy-nilly until you get caught. But they abide by really strict standards. It is super pure, super potent. It's like the only one that works. Like one time I took the same dose. I took 3 capsules because I used to take 3 capsules of my old. Oh my God. I was like knocked out. I'm like, I can't take this much because it's such a high quality. It's all vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO. It's heavy metal tested, which is really, really important. So definitely recommend getting their advanced magnesium. It is one of my favorite products. And then also the detox and debloat.
Yeah, it's such a good one. I do that especially when I'm traveling because I feel like I just find myself in times and places where I'm not eating. I'm eating okay, but like not eating my best. Plus like my digestion just gets a little off and I find myself bloated. So this is like, I carry this with me everywhere.
And you know what's cool about all of JSHealth's vitamins is that the names on them, they have to do what the names say. So from a legal perspective, when you create in Australia, so you cannot have a supplement that is called detox and debloat if it does not detox and debloat.
Yeah.
So it's amazing because in the States, it's like, get skinny quick, like all these crazy names. And it actually doesn't have to have backing for its claims. But the way the standards are in Australia, they actually do. So detox and debloat actually works for detoxification of the liver and body cleansing by maintaining liver health. And then it also relieves abdominal bloating and digestive discomfort within hours. It's just been amazing. I bring it with me whenever I travel. I always have it on me, and it's something that's always helped me feel really good. It helps me feel like I have energy and just help me move through the day in such an easier and better way.
Yeah, so good. And I love Jess. I just feel like her heart and intention in this brand and company has just been so so felt from the get. We've known her for a while and it just keeps getting better and better.
I
feel like
know.
her products are just
Truly,
so stellar.
The hair and energy is also crazy. I mean, girl, look at us.
Yeah.
You guys, if
Look
you're
on YouTube.
If you're on
this
YouTube,
is no
look
extensions.
at us. We don't have an extension in the biz.
Yeah.
I had this girl. So I have a hairdresser that I all my hairdressers, people, I share all my information. I don't gatekeep. I shared my hairdresser's information. This girl goes and sees her and goes, so Krista's wearing extensions, isn't she? Swear.
No way.
Uh-huh.
I love that people are trying to get tea.
Love my hair. Oh my God, girl. My hairdresser will be like, girls try and really get tea. I know.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, what are you guys trying to do? So I'm like, no, tell her the truth.
I think the
There's
only
no
time I've worn
extensions here.
extensions is at my wedding.
Oh my God, girl.
I just made it thicker. I didn't make it longer, but that was it.
I wore extensions at my wedding too, and I shouldn't have.
Yeah, I don't
On
even
Friday
think
night, I
needed it.
looked like a creature coming out of the water. I had so much, my hair is huge already. It was too big. It was like, ew, it was like, that was like such a trend too of like, if you're getting married, you have to have hair extensions.
I literally went to like
I hate that.
35th Street in Manhattan the day before I got married to get custom extensions.
I think yours looked great.
It was fine, but
Yours
like I
looked
didn't
great.
really need it.
No, mine was ginormous, too big, too big. And the hair and energy, which is really, really good. It supports your hair growth and health for hair thickness and strength. And it also helps your nails, which is really, really good, and supports energy levels, which is really nice. So I use this every single day. And JS Health just has amazing products. They have really good collagen, protein, and supplements that actually do truly work. And in this conversation with Jess, we just got into the nitty-gritty details of certain ingredients that you can look out for and how to be a better, more mindful consumer in this saturated space. And we got a little personal with Jessica.
Yeah.
I mean, her business has grown so much over the past years. So it was nice to connect with her like human to human about what's going on with her life, because that can be overwhelming, to run like such a big business that really didn't start. It was just like
Completely.
huge.
And she's always been so open about her mental health journey. And I know it's really helped a lot of people.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, thank you, Jess.
Yeah.
So good.
You're the best. So jshealth.com, you guys can use code almost30. That's valid for your first purchase. So that's jshealthvitamins.com. That's jshealthvitamins.com and use code almost30. jshealthvitamins.com, use code almost30 to get a discount. We love the magnesium, the detox and debloat, the hair and energy, but all of their products are incredible and amazing. And then we also have a few other episodes with Jess and us. If you want to listen to those, you can search for Jessica Almost 30 and you will find those episodes we've done. And then also in the show notes. So thank you, Jess, for coming in. I love you very much. And we will see you on the next one, guys.
Bye. Okay, I don't know about you, but like during the holidays, it is really hard to eat healthy, just feel really, really good just because there's so much to eat. And for me, it's really important that I start the day with something that sets the tone for the rest of the day. And that has always been, for the last 5 years, AG1. So I take 1 scoop of AG1 in a glass of water every single morning. And I swear to you, it improves my digestion. It improves my energy. I just feel incredible. And it also just like says to my body, like, hey, I care about the health of you and I'm going to take care of you. And so it's a trickle down effect where the habits I have for the rest of the day are also pretty healthy. So if you are new to AG1, y'all get on it. This is an incredible supplement that has everything you need and none of the junk. It has vitamins and minerals and probiotics. It's just super simple, straightforward, and you won't regret it. This is like a daily health drink pack packed with the nutrients to alleviate bloating, support sustained energy, and just your whole body health. We have been taking it for years and years and years. And there are just so many, I'm sure, influencers you've seen, podcasters you've heard talk about it. It's true. We are huge, huge fans and will always be. Get started with your AG1 journey today for less than $3 a day, which is pretty phenomenal if you think about it. I'm sure a lot of us are spending like $6 on coffee a day. So this new year, try AG1 for yourself. It's the perfect time to start a new healthy habit. And that's why we've been partnering with AG1 for so long. I believe in this product. And AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, which I love. Most of us are deficient in vitamin D, and then 5 free travel packs in your first box. So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/almost30 to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/almost30 to start your new year on a healthier note. Okay, as you can hear, I have a bit of a cold, so it is imperative that I'm getting enough sleep at night, deep, restorative sleep so that I can heal. And I wanted to share with you my sleep hack. So, Beam's Dream Powder is a science backed healthy hot cocoa for sleep. It is absolutely delicious, and it's changed the way I sleep for the better. Why? Because I am able to get really deep sleep, moving through all cycles of sleep without being disturbed, without waking up, staying asleep, and then waking up in the morning feeling really, really refreshed. Sometimes when I take anything for sleep, I feel a little weird in the morning. I don't know about you, but this is science backed. It has natural ingredients and it is delicious and it really, really works. This is a bedtime essential and it comes in different flavors. So I'm really excited for you to pick yours. They have sea salt caramel, brownie batter, vanilla chai, and the Beam Dream Powder original flavor, which I love the most, which is cinnamon cocoa. No sugar. And again, like you are going to look forward to this every single night. What's in there? L-theanine, magnesium, apigenin, and melatonin. So all will help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed. So as we enter this holiday season where sleep can be disrupted and you're having like giant holiday meals and holiday parties and you're just kind of like off track with your routine, insert Beam's Dream Powder into your routine and you will be sleeping like a baby, which will give you just all of the energy for whatever this holiday season has in store for you. And plus, they have some holiday flavors, white chocolate, peppermint, and gingerbread. Ooh, get them before they sell out. Never been a better time to try Dream. Their Black Friday sale is now live. This is the lowest that Dream has ever been sold for. So get up to 50% off when you visit shopbeam.com/almost30 and use the code almost30. Head over to the shop Beam. That's shopbeam.com/almost30. Use the code almost30 for up to 50% off before they sell out. That's shopbeam.com/almost30 and use the code almost30 for up to 50% off.
Just to start, we've already kept rolling because we were just going on and ripping, and I haven't seen you in so long. And
so nice.
I'm
just here to catch up.
I know, literally, we're just here to hang. It's my dream, and here to talk about vitamins and supplements. I'm here to talk about your journey and just get into health and wellness in the way that we do because you're such an expert. And one of the things that I love about you is that you are a nutritionist first and you are someone that is so health forward first and quality first.
Thank you.
And I think that's what makes you and your brand so special and unique. So when we started the conversation, the lens that we're seeing this through is by someone that is truly an expert in the space that makes a product that is like beyond comparison of how quality it is.
That's such a compliment. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, it's so true. You know, I was actually with my friend, we were traveling and she's like, hey, do you have any more of that magnesium? Because I've given her your magnesium before. And she's like, it is crazy how powerful it is. I'm like,
I'm so glad.
It changes your life when you start taking therapeutic dose.
Magnesium.
So I'd love to talk a little bit more. So we talked about the gummies not really being ideal and kind of thinking about that. Let's talk about liposomal delivery. So I know a lot of people have liposomal delivery. What are some delivery methods or ways in which you think might not be as effective as like having the big vitamin?
So as I was saying earlier, I do like tablets and capsules and powders depending, like a collagen in a powder I like, magnesium in a powder I like. You kind of have to be in this industry to understand. I like tablets, as I was saying before, because you can fit a therapeutic dose of nutrients, minerals, amino acids, and herbs. To get a 200 milligram dose of magnesium per tablet is going to make the tablet a little bit bigger. But when you take 2 of those, you're going to really feel the magnesium. That's what your friend was feeling. She was feeling the therapeutic dose. I was saying before, you feel the effect of a vitamin often through its dose. And vitamins get a bad rep because they often contain micro amounts of these nutrients nutrients and minerals. And I've always been about therapeutic doses because I'm a nutritionist. When people used to come and see me in private practice, I'm going to give them a therapeutic dose of fish oil or magnesium or turmeric or fennel for bloating, because that's what's going to move the needle. And that's what you learn in nutrition school. You learn about therapeutic doses of the nutrients and minerals that we get through food. That's what supplements are. They really are just a therapeutic dose of the nutrients and minerals we get through food. So that's how I like to view supplements as a medicine. In Australia, we actually are a listed medicine. JSHealth Vitamins is a listed medicine. So I see them as medicine. So people say to me all the time, but do I need vitamins? Not always, but it's depending on your symptoms and personal needs. There's some foundational formulations that people just sort of thrive taking, and that being magnesium, probiotic, fish oil, and sometimes turmeric, depending on someone's inflammatory response or immune system. But then, detox and debloat, skin and digestion, these are very specific for specific needs and pain points and symptoms. So back to capsules and tablets and powders, those are my 3 preferable forms. I don't know enough and I don't have the data to back me, but liposomal can be hard to keep stable. Vitamin C, probiotics, we have to track our stability of all of our formulations with our manufacturers. And as you can see, that's keeping nutrients and minerals stable through certain forms like gummies or liposomal probably is tricky. Again, I don't have the data to back me up. So I do prefer tablets and capsules and powders. And if you see a tablet that's a little bit bigger, I would encourage you not to be afraid of it. In fact, majority of the time it's because it contains a really good dose or amount of ingredients in there. So I'm a little bit old. I'm an old school nutritionist. I created this brand to help my customers. I literally created the brand just to have formulations in my private practice in Sydney. I just wanted to have the formulations in my private practice in my clinic and then in some limited pharmacy. And thank you for the compliment before, because honestly, I am first and foremost a nutritionist. And I think it has been my strength through this journey, because now JSHealth Vitamins is a business and we have a big team around the world. And I think what's kept me, my part of my role in the company thriving is being a nutritionist first and foremost. Yeah. And I say often, not just because I'm the nutritionist behind JSHealth Vitamins, look for a brand that is created by a practitioner if you can, or go to a nutritionist who can recommend supplements, because our decision-making is just different. Jess, nutritionist versus Jess, businesswoman. We would make very, very different decisions. I can tell you, we're in a very competitive world. When you're in the manufacturing world, magnesium glycinate is very expensive. At the moment, fish oil is very expensive. I got submitted a different spec to see if we could bring our fish oil price down. And I looked further into the spec and saw it was coming from tuna. And of course, immediately I reject it, because I only will accept fish oil from small fish like sardines and mackerel, and it has to be sustainably sourced and heavy metal tested. I'm so fussy, but often I won't compromise, because I can compromise. Business Jess could compromise and choose a way less expensive collagen. We use probably the most prestigious collagen in the collagen world. I could use a way less premium fish oil. I could use way less of a dose of magnesium glycinate, which is my favorite form of magnesium, but I will not compromise. My team, I can tell you, will be here and tell you I just won't compromise to the point of she's that difficult. Yes. I am difficult in that way as a founder. I'm just not willing to compromise when it comes to the quality of my formulations. And it's because my customers are always, always at the top of my mind. They're always in my heart with every decision that I make. And that is probably what I'm so proud of through the stress, as you know, of building a company. I'm proud that I've never dropped the ball in that domain.
Yeah. I think that's good permission for women founders and people that are starting businesses or doing things, of permission to be difficult.
It's a big one for me that I'm working on.
Same, of course. And I've had to do that with team, where I'm or even just anything. The reason why you're so successful and you have such excellence is because you have been difficult. It's it is actually being a difficult person has created the brand that you have.
I love that you just said that. That's validating to me, because I think that's something I'm really working on.
Yeah, is it people pleasing or what?
I'm really in therapy about this specifically.
Let's talk about it. I'm a therapist.
You are. You definitely are.
I honestly have therapist vibes.
You have therapist energy.
I know, I do.
I think you could, but no.
In my coaching, I am not a therapist, but there's aspects of it that feel like
you have to. I think with any industry, you have to be a therapist a lot of the time. I just think I'm a people pleaser at heart. I am naturally just I can admit I'm just a kind, good person. I don't like upsetting people. I don't like hurting people. The thought of hurting someone, I have like intrusive thoughts over the thought of ever hurting someone or making someone feel bad or less than. And that energy is complicated when you're a founder, because to protect your brand, to keep it at the top, to make the right decisions means and I've learned you have to be tough. Some of the most successful people I know in my life, in my world, are tough.
Yeah, same.
And I think you can be kind and tough. I do. But I'm learning to find that balance. It's difficult for me. And I'm learning to be, what my therapist is teaching me is to sit with the discomfort. So I will have to say to a staff member, I don't think that this is good enough. Or why didn't you listen to me when I said that we should have asked the manufacturer that question? What's another example? Or you guys accidentally left me out of that conversation and now I'm behind and I'm not across things, and that's disappointing. That's very difficult for me. But I've learned that I have to be that way to protect my company, and JSHealth and JSHealth Vitamins deserves to be protected and deserves for me as the founder to protect it. And sometimes that will mean having really hard, uncomfortable conversations that make me personally uncomfortable. Like maybe another founder would find these conversations easier. So I'm learning to just, sit with the discomfort of being tough.
And not make it
not making it personal.
Yes.
One of our values.
Yes.
We've just redefined our values with my head of people and culture, Georgia, and it is leave your ego at the door, because I know that business is not personal. It's like a different energy. It's the masculine energy. It's I need to protect the company. The company deserves our best. Let's push. Let's grow. That energy.
Yes.
It's a different energy to being kind and taking things personally. And, if someone says this or someone did that, I'm trying to really encourage the team to leave your ego at the door, because it's not the energy that the business thrives off.
Totally. Because the company's not going to grow and evolve if you're never giving feedback. I think
as a founder, and I'm encouraging actually the team to be okay with giving feedback whilst also not taking things personally.
Totally. I think I struggle with that too. And I'm actually in a position right now where I've had a lot of issues with that as well, where I'm so loving and I kiki and I have fun and I want to enjoy my team and love them. And then it feels like when I have to give feedback, I switch.
Yeah.
And that's my nightmare. When people are switch people, it's like freaks me out. So I realized that was triggering for me, because I felt like I had to be like, okay, now I'm giving feedback. Now I'm changing. And now like I'm going to abandon them or do something wrong. So my goal now and what I've been working on is giving more feedback neutrally in the moment. So it's like when something's happening, it's like, hey, I noticed this. Like, actually, we do it this way.
Rather than holding on to it and saying it later.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, that's brave.
That's the true baller. Like I always think, what's the level of the range? The first range is like identifying and giving feedback in a conversation. And then the end goal is to give feedback right in the moment, neutrally. Yeah. With like generosity and curiosity. Because when I noticed I was building up feedback, it didn't feel good in my heart. And it felt like I
love that when you're building up feedback. I can really resonate with that.
Because
then you burst almost.
And then it feels like you have a case against them.
Right.
And so the person metabolizes it as like, I've done a lot wrong.
That's really
Because that's in a romantic relationship too. It's so much easier to be like, babe.
Speak through it.
I love you so much. And I noticed that you have left the plates in. Could you just fix that? And then they're like, yes. But if you're like, babe, I love you so much. Here's the plates. Here's the bed. Here's the thing.
Feedback as you go.
Yes.
That is like really, really helpful what you just said.
Yeah, just right in the moment, neutrally, just, hey, I noticed this thing. I would love if we could do that. And then it's like gone and dusted. And that's the goal, as a founder to do that. But it's hard to receive feedback. It's hard to give feedback. But I think especially as women that are people pleasers and that are very concerned about not rocking the boat or not like hurting people's feelings, it can be hard. And I think my preference
rocking the boat
is to have team that is internally confident enough where they aren't rocked by things and they don't take it personally.
Yes.
So it's like we need to have both.
Definitely. I love what you just said. I actually realized I'm also we're so aligned always. Yes. Like we're always on the same vibration.
I know, literally. Except yours is like $100 more million.
It's actually 10 years since I probably know.
Stop. You guys, we were on tour together and we had Jess. I'll never forget that. That was a hard time for you. in your life?
My gosh.
We were on tour. We went to Sydney. You had lost your friend. My heart is like aching thinking about it because you were fully in it. You were on first time getting on medication. We talked about you getting on antidepressants. My eyes are watering.
I know. You're feeling, because you're such an intuitive.
I'm such a feeler. And I just remember how hard that was for you. And I just remember how broken you were.
I was so broken. Yeah. She's actually, her energy's been around me this week, funnily enough, that you say that. Because, energy comes and goes.
100%.
She was like a sister best friend.
Yes.
It was different. She was older than me.
A friend Jess lost from suicide.
Yeah. Correct. Of her own life. And I've been, I always probably struggled with anxiety, but never could understand, honestly, we used to come to LA together on holiday. We had the best couple trips. She was like a sister best friend because she was older than me.
Yeah.
And she was like the girl at school. She was the prettiest, the smartest. She was like, I don't even know she was like the queen.
Yes.
And I just looked up to her. So it still is devastating because her energy, you would have loved her. Like, she was like an energy person, just the best energy, the person you want to go out for dinner with, the person you want to go out after dinner with, the person you want to travel with. So just like it shatters your world. I didn't understand her anxiety. I didn't understand her mental struggles. And then actually after losing her, suddenly I started getting, I started struggling with PTSD and anxiety and intrusive thoughts, which I've been very open about. And I had never really struggled. I think I'd struggled with anxiety in my life, but not to this level of trauma.
Yes.
After losing her, it's almost like she wanted me to know what the struggle was.
Wow.
Like she was trying to tell me, like, because I didn't understand why she left and why she left that way.
Did she ever say anything about wanting to leave?
Yeah, you never, like, the weird thing is I was actually living in LA during the period where she started declining. So I'm actually so grateful for that because I never saw her decline.
Wow.
I only, in my eyes, just have this most beautiful, vibrant vision of this person. And so I don't know in those months what she was feeling. But as we know, there is just so much shame around any mental health issues that people keep it to themselves. And that's why that's why I try my very best with my community to talk about the hard days. And I know I find it difficult because I don't want to be this negative person. And it's also difficult when you're a founder of 60 people because you have to be inspiring.
Yes.
And on top of it, that energy versus the energy of, I also have hard days. I also struggle with my mental health sometimes. And I want to talk about it so people do not feel alone. And I still feel people are not talking about it enough. I just feel like everyone has hard days. Yeah. Everyone struggles mentally in some way, especially in this day and age with social media, no switching off, so much comparison. We see it in the stats. I mean, I am so fortunate because of my community is so engaged that they tell me what they're struggling with. It's very much they talk to me as though I'm their nutritionist. It's not that I'm this influencer. I'm not that type of influencer on social media. I feel so grateful that people talk to me as though I'm their nutritionist and they will tell me what they're struggling with. And I can tell you that sleep disturbance, low energy, brain fog, feeling unmotivated, feeling tired and fatigued and very anxious at the same time is what is trending. And I don't like that word trending, is what I'm seeing.
Yes.
Come through my inbox every single day.
What do you think that is?
I keep saying to my EA Brooke and my team and Dean, like, something's off. The energy is off in the universe. And I just want to say it, to be honest. I think people are struggling at the moment. I am actually grateful because I've done so much therapy over the last few years. I'm mostly in a peaceful place in my life, even though I still have hard days. But I do feel, I'm looking around and I'm concerned. I'm seeing a lot more struggle, a lot more, as I say, sleep disturbance, anxiety, low mood, fatigue. And I just think maybe it was the uncertainty of the last few years after COVID, politically, the war, the heaviness. The heaviness is there. I'm like you. I'm just an energy person. I'm intuitive, and I'm just saying it to validate anyone out there who may be struggling with any of that. Low mood, getting out of bed, feeling tired, feeling like you're not sleeping deeply, and feeling like you're not rejuvenated first thing in the morning. I think there's just been a heaviness from every different angle, plus social media. I mean, the statistics are not confirmed because we haven't had enough time, but even though there are some, I mean, there's an amazing book called The Anxious Generation. I was reading that book, haven't finished it. The stats in there are insane. but I don't have them on me here. But I think social media is obviously just really, really affecting our mental health, and people don't have boundaries with it. So, I'm so strict. I switch my phone off every single night by 8 p.m. I delete the Instagram app. In this day and age, if you don't have boundaries, we're going to lead into trouble. And I think what's happening is most people unfortunately don't have boundaries because it's so addictive. As you just saw, I was like, even me who has boundaries and is so aware of my phone, I'm addicted. And so if we don't have boundaries, I think we can't expect not to struggle with our mental health. And obviously it's the inundation of information, like Instagram, TikTok, the access people have to our lives. It's exhausting and it's draining. Yeah. And I think in the next 10 years, it's a dopamine thing.
I think when people, it's like they're overly anxious, they low mood, not able to feel like the natural flow of life. They're very tired. It's like most people are on the phone 8 to 12 hours a day.
It's insane.
So it's like thinking about that and its impact on your dopamine, I think, is making people so anxious and tired at the same time.
That's what I think.
The amount of blue light.
It's draining.
It's draining. I mean,
it's physically draining and mentally draining. Yes. I think that the stats, the research is going to come out over the next 10 years, what it does, physically to our bodies in terms of dopamine and serotonin. And then we can, the ones who are connected intuitively know that the more time we spend on our phones, the more time we're on Instagram, the more mentally drained we feel.
Yeah. I think, so for me, it's like I have so much compassion for people, and I'm such a person, like one-to-one, it's so easy for me to have compassion, but for the masses, I'm always like, if you aren't feeling well, it's telling you something.
Yes.
Like do less time on the phone, spend more time outside. Like I'm such a fan of people taking responsibility when they don't feel well, and maybe having the belief or love for themselves enough to know that it is possible to feel well. It is possible to have energy.
The only thing I'll say is I think people just don't know how. Thank gosh you have a podcast where people can learn, and I hope I do my best as a nutritionist to teach people, nutrition and lifestyle things they can do to feel better. But the truth is, majority of people don't know what they can do to feel better. And I think that's what's hard for me also, like as an empath. I'm just like, I wish people knew that switching their phone off, and it's the little things, switching their phone off, having one less coffee a day, maybe trialing, reducing alcohol where possible.
Yes.
Eating.
Switching phone off, having more sleep, less caffeine, less alcohol.
Those for me. Those are the game changers for me.
I agree. Magnesium.
Magnesium.
I think, honestly.
Let's talk about the nervous system. I mean, that's the most underrated now people are talking about it now, but I actually was speaking about it 10 years ago. I think I always have said a rested body is a healthy body. And what I mean by that is a calm nervous system. When your nervous system is balanced, we like cortisol and adrenaline in small amounts, but when that is out of whack and your nervous system is constantly on edge, don't expect to feel well. And so I think the next big thing in the wellness industry is, how are we going to truly nourish and nurture our nervous systems? And I'm actually on a sort of a nervous system path myself, a reset, because I'm just all about taking things slower, being kinder, less, simplifying. Lots of magnesium, lots of yin yoga instead of vinyasa yoga, lots of just, I don't know what it is. It's I love that it's slowing down, which is really difficult for me.
I love that just slowing down helps you regulate your nervous system.
Totally.
Washing your face more slowly, washing your hair more slowly, writing more. I have to do that oftentimes in my day because I am running at a
crazy pace,
fast jog most days. I get addicted to how much I can do. Now I'm addicted to the capacity of how much I can add to my plate. And so I've had to slow down of like, how can I type this slower? How can I be slower in conversation?
Same.
How can I be slower with people? Which is such a beautiful way and an easy way to help regulate your nervous system. But it's like moving from like the addiction to the doing and the addiction to the achievement to
That's the hard thing.
It's hard.
This is what I think I feel like you relate. I find it really difficult to take care of my nervous system whilst managing my ambition.
Oh yeah.
I'm still learning how to 100%.
And it honestly, for me in an aroused nervous system, it feels good. I love it. I'm like, I'm going to get so much done. I'm going to get these things.
And I have a way better mental health day when I am working and busy. So maybe it's just, this is the thing. And that's the other thing I want to say. Actually, it's a bit of a tangent, but the work from home thing is an interesting one for those I can only comment on it because I have a team of 60 and I can see when they thrive and when they don't. And I'm scared to talk about it, but I honestly feel I am someone who can work so well from home. I'm that person. I can focus. I totally respect the work from home thing. It allows for flexibility, allows you to get your appointments done. And I believe, most people are motivated and ambitious and will get through their work no matter where they are. But what I've seen and what I can say is that when my girls, and it's majority girls, have a full office day, when they come into the office, they communicate and connect with their colleagues, they have an invigorating meeting or conversation, they have a better mental health day. And so I'm just wondering, and obviously it depends what industry you're in. If you run a podcast, like it depends. In my type of, in sort of a normal company or business environment, I just want people to really ask themselves if this new way is working for them mentally. Because I think people are actually feeling so lonely, and just have a what's the word? Just tune in to those days that you are busy, you go into the office, you get invigorated and inspired and you connect with people versus the days you are at home, and just check in just because we're on the note of mental health.
I think it's huge. I think we underestimate the effects our environments have on us.
Yeah.
Of your home, of your space, of a workspace. So being around people, I think is super helpful. I also think working from home has negatively impacted a lot of romantic relationships.
Really?
And
they're in each other's space all the time.
You're in each other's space all the time. Even if you're not mentally in each other's space in conversation, physically being in each other's space like that.
Totally.
I also think it's made me, because I work from home, I'll work from places when I travel, but it's made me slip where I will start working at 5 a.m. and then I'll finish working at like 8 p.m.
The times are out.
The times are out and I'm really—
everything gets blurred.
Yes, everything gets blurred. My life gets really blurred with it, and it's made me work more.
That's another thing. It's boundaried when you go to the office. It's structured. It's boundaried. And I wonder. I'm not judging. I'm asking the question.
Yeah.
Do we thrive better in that environment before COVID, and I say to my girls all the time, it is difficult to wake up every day, put your shoes on and get to work. Trust me.
Put on a bra.
It's put on a bra.
Dude, come
Brush
on.
my teeth.
That's my differentiator. I'm like, is today a bra day or no?
The older you get, like those are the things that are so hard and tiring.
So hard.
Like the little things. I'm like, oh my
For
God,
me,
am I getting
it's the
old?
bra and mascara. If I put on mascara, it is a
For me, it's
day.
the foundation.
Really? Foundation's
the brushing
easy for me.
of the foundation. I'm just like,
really?
Oh, am I patching it correctly? Am I missing a spot?
Totally.
So it's like, I just want everyone to ask themselves, is their current setup really working for them? And I'm noticing with my team, that they thrive when they are in the office. And in a normal wake up, do their 30-minute workout, have their quick breakfast, get to the office, have a really hard day. Working is hard. But then they come home and then they have their nighttime routine. So there's just structure and boundary and finish lines on either side.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure. It's like, I think in both situations we're working too much in general.
Totally.
I think I was at our retreat, my retreat recently.
It was in Ibiza?
It was in Ibiza.
The Six Senses, I went
the
there.
Best. It's so good, huh?
So gorgeous.
Six Senses is my
I
best
love
friend.
the rooms there.
One of the girls was saying she's in finance. She works literally 6 days a week. Like Sunday for her is like a 9 to 5 day. I'm like, what are we doing where we are working so much around the clock? Like, what money is worth that?
And it's not worth it.
It's not.
But I can say then weekends. So I think working hard is so great for our—
I work every weekend though. To be honest.
But so the thing is, it's working hard, and then we have to find those times as hard as it may be, to switch off. So where is your switch off days?
What's my switch off days? So lately I have been working like insane.
Why can't it happen during the week? What you do on the weekend?
I'll be real though. Yesterday, I worked really early, worked late at night. Most of the day, I was like from 11 to 4, I was getting a lymphatic drainage and I was on a walk with a friend.
Okay, so that's fine. So the thing is, your type of work is different.
Yes. I'm just like all over in the flow.
Yeah, and you are,
I feel in balance with it, but so I'm working on weekends because I'm not working at other times.
Okay, so you have your times where you are able to, as long as, all I'm saying, I take weekends. I work Monday to Friday and I fully take weekends.
Love
like
that.
Full on switch off. And trust me, it's difficult for me.
Yeah,
because I'm tempted to go to my computer. And there's always, as a founder, you never switch off mentally. There's always something to do. There's always something to fix.
Yes.
There's always something to perfect.
Yes.
So I have had to force myself to take breaks, because what happens is when I do take a weekend and I rest and restore, my nervous system goes slowly, which by the way is very difficult for me.
Yes.
But if I do really push myself and challenge myself to go slow, what happens is Monday comes and I'm the best possible Jess, the best founder, the best wife I can possibly be. So it's actually doing, when people feel guilty switching off or slowing down, just remember it's actually for the better.
Yes. There's so much data and research on this. Actually, I was looking at it, that when people actually take time to rest and take breaks, that they do perform better.
I can completely relate.
I think what happens a lot of times, I remember when I worked in the corporate world, people would be there all day, but they wouldn't be working that whole time. So they'd be on GChat, they'd be online shop. And I'm saying I was doing the same thing. I was just gossiping the whole time, or like talking to people or crying. And so it's like people are kind of doing all these things, but they're not actually working. But if you actually worked for 4 concerted hours and really focused, it would be so much easier. But it's unfortunate that our culture doesn't really support that. Our culture supports us being there for a long period of time or like a inordinate amount of time, but it's actually working in blocks. It's actually working in smaller sprints that really, really helps people.
I love that. Boundaries is all I can say. I think it's the only way that we're going to take care of ourselves in this day and age.
Yeah. Have you heard of Cal Newport? He's an author. He was on the podcast years ago, but he wrote a book called Digital Minimalism. And he researches all about productivity and all about the effects of technology and social media on productivity.
Love that.
And he talks about like now and in the future, the most valuable thing is our attention, and the fact that so many people have such short attention spans that they can't actually be functional good workers because they can't pay attention to things long enough.
Oh my gosh.
And so you having a long attention span is like such a important part of you being an effective and valuable employee to a company.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Oh, I see that with so many people, especially younger. I mean, social media and all of that.
It's too much distraction.
It's so much distraction. And the amount of people with ADHD now, ADD, is
coming
like
out. Yeah.
is very much attributed to that. So with social media and comparison, I want to talk about that specific to like the relationship with the body, because, you know, we did our tour stop on the body relationship and mental health. And I think that's something that I wish we could not talk about it, but so many women still struggle with their relationship with their bodies and hate their bodies and hate who they are because they feel like their bodies should be different. How do you have people approach their relationship with their body as it relates to social media?
Oh my gosh, it's so hard. And as you know, I wrote 3 books about this 12 years ago because I was struggling myself with my body image. That's literally how I started JSHealth as a blog, where I was literally drowning in negative body image, low self-esteem, comparing my body to everyone else's. And as a result, became a massive, massive fad dieter. For anyone who doesn't know me, that's really how my journey began. It was just, a chronic fad dieter with really, really a negative relationship with food and my body. And social media social media didn't even exist then when I was struggling. I can't imagine now. I think I discovered dieting and the perfect thin body through fashion TV and the trashy magazines. Yeah. Like that's so now you almost like wherever you look, there is something to compare yourself to. And obviously Ozempic and everyone's going through a really, really thin phase wherever I look. So it's difficult. And I think it's just, I don't even know if I have the advice, but boundaries. It's like literally unfollowing accounts that don't serve you. It's unfollowing the TikToks that are talking about what they're doing to keep their body in shape.
Yes.
Because it's triggering and it's about doing the hard work. Like I'm still in therapy about myself and my body image, 10 years later, even though it's mostly in a good place, I have really bad days, but it's also then leaning into the bad days. A lot of my therapy is leaning into the discomfort and the conversations at work, lean in to the days where I wake up and I'm like, why is my stomach like this when I eat so well and I work out every day? Why can't I have a flat stomach like that person? So it's just, I think it's really following people who promote balance. It's really as simple as that. You may see results from a diet short term, but the research is clear. Diets do not work long term. And I can tell you as a nutritionist, I've been doing this for like 15 years now. I'm yet to meet someone who's been able to stick to a diet 100% for, I think the longest I've seen someone be able to do it is like 6 months. So you'll get lured in by the diet because the results are so promising. I get it. I'm someone who really got lured in by every diet or every quick way of achieving your body, your dream body. But just know it's most of the time incredibly short term, and it's not worth it because all you do in that period of time is it slowly eats at your relationship with yourself and with food and your body. So all I can say is the foundation of a healthy life is your relationship with food and the foundation of a healthy life is your relationship with yourself and your body, and nurturing that and nourishing that, being kind to that through sustainable, healthy life practices is the only way. It's literally the only way.
Yep. That was my journey. The metamorphosis program that I do is for body transformation through mind because I've done every diet. I've struggled so much. And it was until I fully accepted my body and worked on my mindset and the relationship I had with myself that I was finally safe enough in my body to transform. I was finally safe enough in who I was. And it really was the most beautiful thing. And I never thought I'd be at a place where I love my body. I mean, when you hate your body, it's your whole life.
Totally.
It was all of my thoughts.
Consuming
what to eat, what not to eat, what diet to get on. I always had something to do, and that something to do was fixing myself and changing myself because I wasn't enough and I wasn't going to be loved by myself or anyone else until I was thin or until my body looked a certain way.
Me too.
And when I finally was able to get that, that's when my whole life changed.
Oh my gosh.
And that's when I was able to finally be in my purpose, on my path. I was finally able to feel comfortable being seen. But
I love what you said, feeling safe in your body. I think that's really
huge.
big thing.
I still, I have to come home to myself a lot because I'm someone that didn't, especially as an empath and someone that's very sensitive, I haven't felt safe in my body much in my life. Experienced sexual, trauma and all of that. And so coming to a place where I'm like, I trust my body and the signals and messages that it gives me. I trust myself to be safe. I trust my nervous system to make myself safe.
Love that.
I think for so many people, we don't trust our bodies because our bodies are sending us messages all the time and we're mad at the messages or we want to change the messages. So our body's hungry. We don't want us to be hungry. So we tell our body to stop telling us to be hungry. We want to have sex. We feel shame about that. We so often cut off the natural communication between ourselves and our body. And then we wonder why we don't have a connection with our body or feel it.
That's the thing.
But I wanted to say something about the balance thing and following people online because what's interesting is what I've noticed is I am in this space. I know so many influencers. I've met so many people in this space. And now that people know that balance is the thing for people to say, I've seen so many women with eating disorders promote balance and so many women with disordered eating promote food that they're not even actually eating. And almost like
it could be a facade.
100%. It's
crazy.
What's the script? Smoothie in the morning, snack, bowl at lunch, salmon and veggies for dinner, dark chocolate. I've seen the script. I've seen the women. I've been to dinners with many of them.
And they actually don't follow any of it.
No.
That's what's even scary about social media.
Not to freak everyone
just
out.
A facade.
Not to freak anyone out, but so many of the people that you're getting
100%.
diet or nutrition advice from have disordered eating or have an eating disorder.
I do. I could kind of agree with that.
It's insane. The people that are obsessed with talking about food are usually use their obsession to be channeled eating disorders.
To be restrictive. I can see that.
It's crazy.
Oh, that's the thing, but that's what's so complex about social media. That's why it's also sometimes an energy thing. You sometimes can feel who to trust.
100%.
You can feel who are those accounts that are really genuine. It's a feeling.
Totally.
Sometimes we have to trust that feeling. And the minute I feel like a disingenuous vibe, I'm just out. Because we're just living, it's too much.
100%. It's totally. People have to use their own intuition with that. But I think when people are so desperate for weight loss, they bypass it because they want the results.
And this one I also want to say, what's happening is everyone is listening to what everyone else is doing. But as a result, they've stopped listening to themselves.
Yes.
When you start, as you just said, the minute you started connecting to your body and to its signals and really nourishing and really listening to it, that's when everything changes. And the other thing I want to say is the safety in the nervous system. When it comes to weight loss, I totally believe that the nervous system can contribute to weight gain. I don't know if you ever read that book, Woman, Food and God.
It's Janine Roth. What do you mean? It's my Bible. I have everyone in my Metamorphosis program read Women, Food and God. Oh yeah.
You need to be I know you do it, but that's where what the world's needing now.
I'm really stepping more into that. I think after I'm doing Metamorphosis again and in a bigger way, but everywhere I go, even on my last retreat, we spent a whole afternoon talking about body. Because it's you want to talk about purpose. Cool. What's stopping you from being in your purpose?
Yeah.
You're afraid to be seen because you feel like you're fat. You're afraid you're not worthy of praise because you feel like you're fat. You're afraid you're not worthy of love because you feel like you're fat. You're afraid you're not enough because you feel like you're fat. It's actually stopping people from having deep, intimate relationships.
Totally. And
being in their purpose, having abundance.
Being in their lives.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think that's so true. And I remember, me too, it's really still difficult for me to feel safe within myself for some reason. And I think that's a big, big thing. It's when you feel safe, your nervous system feels safe.
Yes.
And that's what will have an effect on your physical body and your mental health too.
Yes.
It's actually, I think that's where the wellness industry needs to go, is how do we all start feeling more safe within our bodies? And then on a physical front, that the impact that feeling safe has on our nervous system and our cortisol levels. When people are talking now about high cortisol levels, well, yes, it's because the pace that we're running is insane. Plus we're feeling unsafe. We're feeling exposed. Everyone has such access to us through social media, through text message, through email. I literally don't even know how to control my phone at this point.
I know.
So it's how do we feel safe and how do we nurture our nervous systems to feel our absolute best?
Yeah. I think, you not feeling safe with the self there's such an element of you being the anchor of the capital and internal family systems. It's the capital S self.
Yes.
It's the soul. It's that voice of your own self-trust that's so needed for that internal safety. Otherwise, you're going to have elements of your fear and trauma that are sort of running the show. And there isn't an internal mother.
Well, you can't step into your power.
Yes. So 100%.
I am I think I'm really, really working on stepping into my power. And the only way you can do that is to feel safe with who you are and just being completely at peace with that. And I think that's what my mid-30s are really teaching me. Jess, this is who you are. Love it, nurture it, feel safe with it. And then that's allowing me to step into my power as a founder, as a wife, as a sister, as a friend. I am who I am.
Yes. That's such an interesting thing that you're stepping into your power, because I think people from the outside would assume that you're in your power. What about you doesn't feel like that?
Look, being a founder of this company, JSHealth Vitamins, was an accident. I was never this confident person who wanted to build this huge business and be a businesswoman. This in so many ways was, and it did fall into my lap a little bit. I think I've always been a really big dreamer, and I've always wanted, quite simply, a nice house with my husband and, healthy children and a nice vacation every year. That's always been sort of my dream. And I do also dream to have financial stability, because I grew up in a home where my dad was always very, very, very anxious about money. He grew up basically poor. And so I definitely have strived to be ambitious and sort of have financial security to provide for my future family. So I can say that I am a dreamer, but the size of the business now fell into my lap. And it requires you to be very, very powerful, as we were speaking about before. It requires for you to make very, very hard decisions every single day, have very hard conversations. As you know, the limelight is on you in a lot of different areas. People are watching you. You feel watched in so many ways.
Yes.
And the stakes get so high.
Yes.
And I have salaries to pay. And I have these girls who've been with me for 7 years who are so dedicated. I want them to succeed. You come to a point where Dean and I have had success and we are grateful for it, but it becomes more than that. You want your team to succeed. You want the people who've invested to succeed. You want the company to succeed, to give it its absolute best, to thrive for the long term. I've always said I want JSHealth Vitamins to be on the shelves for the next 30 years. That's my goal. It's quite simple. If I'm on shelves, if I'm in people's mind, or I'm the brand, the magnesium, the probiotic that people choose time and time again over a long period of time, that to me is success. It's sustainability, and I'm in it for the long haul to help people's health.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think stepping into my power has really been my last 12 months of work in therapy, because I found it really hard to step into my power as a founder, as just as it's just in honestly in every domain of my life. As a, I don't know, a daughter, to say to my mom, to stick up, like if my mom says something that I don't agree with, like I'm such a people pleaser. I normally would just agree. No, mom, I don't agree with that. Like just saying that for me is,
that's what I've realized. It just two things is like being in your power is communication.
Yeah.
Being in your power is like saying your yes, saying your no.
Yes.
It's communicating your needs. It's communicating what's going on. So I think about, to simplify, I think so often people are like, okay, I'm going to be in my power. That means, you know, someone says, you know, your mom says something. It's like, actually, I disagree, or that's not my experience.
Totally.
It's almost the different, what I've noticed is me coming into my power. It's me differentiating myself from agreeing with everybody, from the energy of what's going on, and staying in my center of my truth and being able to express that.
And I think people respect it.
Oh, for sure.
They love it.
I'm addicted to my friends that like say no or say, I'm like, all my friends are such ballers. Like they'll be like, that's not my experience. Like I'll be like, you know, we did this. And they're like, no, that's not my experience. I'm like, damn, I forgot. I forgot we were in our power.
That.
Like,
yes. And like even the little things like, can you do lunch next Thursday? Like, honestly, this is so small, but like the past me would have been like, yes. Now it's actually, no, I can't.
Oh my gosh, my dream. My friends will be like, no, I have to work or I'm busy. And I'm like, God, I just love that.
I love it.
When they say no, when they
that's powerful.
Have a boundary. And it's,
can you make this meeting?
Yes.
Do you know how hard it is? I'm sure you can relate to say no.
Oh, 100%.
I am now trying to say, no, I can't. That day is looking way too intense. I can't make that meeting. And that's difficult for me. But it's, as I say, with therapy, it's learning to also, we have to learn to sit with the discomfort of things.
Yes. I think so often in staying in your power too, or being in your power, is about the pause. Hey, can you make this meeting Thursday work? The immediate people pleaser says yes. Yes, I can make it work. But it's also like, let me check.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure. Let me check.
Oh, take a pause. That's really powerful. I'm going to take that one.
The pause is everything in life.
I'm taking that on. Yeah.
I learned that from a founder a long time ago, Susie Batiz of Poopery. She's like, take a pause. She's like, you know, I'm going to check and see if that works. It's like, we should all be checking in with what's going on, checking in with the future. As a second thing, just what you were saying, I also want to be mindful with women of when we're saying, I want to be in my power or I'm not in my power, and it's a perfectionism part of us that thinks that we're never good enough.
No.
And that always judges and criticizes who we are and what we do. Because I hate that, like, right now I'm seeing a lot of future you or future self or being in your power. And I am such a contrarian. Whenever things get hot, I find the opposite reason of why it doesn't work. But I'm just like, the way to be in your power is actually loving yourself deeply right now in this moment. Like,
and the flow-on effect from that.
The accepting and loving who you are in this now moment actually is the most powerful thing that you can
100%.
do. And so I want to be mindful when people are like, because I believe a lot of women are not in their power for sure. But a lot of it doesn't happen by judging, shaming, criticizing yourself. It's by having compassion for yourself and loving yourself so that you don't self-abandon in the future.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Okay, I have a device that you are going to be blown away by. It's called Lumen. It's the world's first handheld metabolic coach. You have heard the hype and the seriousness of your metabolic health. I'm sure it's everywhere right now, and for good reason. Your metabolic health is such a determiner of the health span of your life and the quality of your life. So what Lumen is, it's basically the size of your palm, not even. You blow into this device every single morning, and it basically tells you whether you are burning fat or carbs and gives you tailored guidance to improve your nutrition, workout, sleep, and even stress management. It's pretty phenomenal. I'm just like so thankful I'm living in a time when I can so easily get this information and then adjust my routine for the day to support my overall health. So if you don't know, metabolism is your body's engine. It's how your body turns the food you eat into fuel that keeps you going. Because your metabolism is at the center of everything your body does, optimal metabolic health translates to a bunch of benefits, including, easier weight management, improved energy levels, better fitness results, better sleep. It touches basically everything. And so the Lumen can really help you to get on track.
It can also, which is very cool, track your cycle as well as the onset of menopause and adjust your recommendations to keep your metabolism healthy through hormonal shifts so you can keep up your energy and stave off cravings. Really, really amazing. I am so excited for you to try this. This also makes an incredible gift. So if you want to stay on track with your health this holiday season and encourage those that you love around you to do the same, go to lumen.me/almost30 to get 15% off your Lumen. That's 15% off your purchase when you go to lumen.me/almost30. Again, this also makes such a great gift. All right. Happy holidays. Ooh, the holiday season can really mess with your skin. Anybody else? All that stress, it shows up as irritation, breakouts, even deeper wrinkles. I see like the deepest wrinkles when I am stressed, running around, not getting enough water, dehydrated, just not on my skincare game. But I am so excited to introduce you to OneSkin. If you want to reverse course on stressed out skin, you've got to try it. OneSkin is a company founded by a team of incredible women. They are skin longevity scientists, aka skin science experts, and they developed a peptide, the first of its kind that addresses the skin issues that you see on the surface by working at the cellular level. I was actually just getting a facial the other day, and she's like, do you have a peptide for your skin? I'm like, actually, I do. And that was like her number one recommendation for skincare. And I told her about OneSkin. She's like, oh yeah, they're so, so good. So I really love their prep cleanser and the OS1 face and OS1 body moisturizers. And I love their sunscreen. I'm wearing it all year long. It has a tint to it and it has the peptide in there as well. I just have noticed that it really helps soothe my skin when it's irritated. It makes it feel smoother and more hydrated. And I will say, so I gave my husband the OS1 face. And y'all, he literally said the other day, he goes, man, this is the best my skin's ever looked. And I was like, wait, you've been using the new moisturizer I gave you for 2 weeks now. I was curious how it was like working out. And he's like, oh my God, that's right. And he was using like some moisturizer, you know, guys, it was like lots of pore clogging ingredients. And so I was like so pumped for him. So no matter who you're shopping for this year or yourself, OneSkin is scientifically proven skincare that keeps your skin healthier from the inside out. Our listeners get 15% off your first purchase using the code almost30 when you check out at oneskin.co/almost30. 15% off your first purchase using code almost30 when you check out at oneskin.co/almost30.
Do you feel like you have an inner critic that's like really,
bad?
Yeah.
Really, I don't know. I literally can't. My inner critic is so loud, even as the company's gotten more successful, that I don't even know where this inner critic got so, like, I had a beautiful childhood and I have a very, very, very loving marriage, as you know. And it's like, I'm happy, I'm peaceful, I love building JSHealth vitamins, and the inner critic is intense. So it's just managing it for me. As I say, I'm in therapy every single week to manage that inner critic. And I think being a founder just brings it out, because there is sometimes no right way. And if you are if you're someone who's just naturally kind and soft, the inner critic is going to be loud.
Yeah. Well, the inner critic has to protect the inner child.
Yes.
So you have your soft, tender part of you that's so sensitive. They have been hurt. So this inner critic is like, I'm going to protect.
Yeah.
The inner critic is also, they serve a really deep purpose of our success, of your perfectionism, of who
it pushes
you are.
me.
It pushes you.
It definitely is my thing that pushes me.
Yes.
Like makes me push hard.
Yes.
For the company, definitely. But it's actually definitely gotten better. Like I'm so grateful for the therapy. I never miss a week.
Yeah.
And it's just a constant how I'm speaking to myself. And and it's catching it. So if I'm like, Jess, what if I say something on email that I think is a little tough, and I'm criticizing myself for it, it's like, own it. Like they deserve to hear the tough side in that moment. So it's like it's the stepping into the power while managing the inner critic.
Totally. 100%.
But I think and for anyone listening, this is life work. This is the life's work. Like it doesn't have to be fixed, doesn't have to be solved now.
Yes.
This is something we're all going to get better and better at over time. And I just believe there's certain things that happen in your life that challenge those things that you need to heal. For me, I actually think JSHealth vitamins in so many ways is like my healer, because I don't know if I would have been able to really heal that part of me, that little Jess, the inner critic in me, if I didn't have this big business on my lap that I had to be faced with every day, and a big team and big decisions. So it's like, in so many ways, it's kind of a spirit. I often say the journey of business is a spiritual journey.
100%. Yeah, and it's the biggest mirror.
It is.
Because it's you with you. You know, how aligned I've been. I've made my peace is connected to my prosperity.
100%.
So the more peace I have in my life internally, the more prosperous I am.
Wow.
It is like peace equals prosperity for me.
I love that.
And I've just found so much more inner peace in my life, and I've become so much more prosperous. And also, the more in service I've been, goodness gracious.
Oh my gosh.
The more abundance.
With the intentions, being in the right place.
Yes. Like, if you are not in service somehow, like, I pray that you can find and cultivate your gifts to be in service, because it is the best thing. And I wouldn't say in my career before, I would say I was much in service, but when you find it, it's like the most nourishing and rewarding thing.
And the energy that you attract from that in every area of your life is insane.
Just wanted to say on the inner critic, for anyone that has an inner critic, you know, oftentimes, so in the work that I do in internal family systems with my clients, the inner critic can also have the voice of a parent. So sometimes the inner critic can actually be, for a child that's growing up, the internal voice that they take on of a mother or father that's very critical. So for me, that was oftentimes everything my mother had sort of said in criticism to herself or in criticism to me became my inner critic.
Wow.
Became my inner monitor of who I am and what I was doing, how I looked, how much I weighed. And so oftentimes it's noticing that voice, and then what's important is to unblend it from you.
Yeah.
So we notice that it's different than the voice of me.
Yeah.
The inner critic isn't the truth. What the inner critic is saying is not our truth. It's not the all truth. It's a protective part of us that's trying to support us in being safe.
It's just protective. It's
just
not
protective.
The truth. I think that is so powerful.
Yes. And my inner critic is my inner critic's hilarious. Like,
you actually do have to laugh at it.
Oh, sometimes I'm like, Jesus Christ, girl. Like, I'm like my therapist calls it my inner like mean girl, because sometimes it is like.
I was just thinking when you were saying all of that, you are going to be the best mom.
Oh, I'm
like emotional when I say it.
I'm emotional.
I just like everything I'm like, you are going to be the best mom.
Oh, I can't wait. I just love children so much. I'm like.
But just the healing that you've done, the self-work that you've done, the wisdom that you have, the strength that you've cultivated, you are going to be the best mom.
Love you.
No, like I trust me, I don't say that. I don't know if I've ever said that to anyone.
Maybe you're channeling.
You're just going to be the best mom. I'm just like, we're going to like in 4 years, we're going to text each other and be like,
I can't believe
I'm just going to confirm that.
You're going to have a little towhead baby. I'm going to have a little towhead baby, and they're just going to be so good.
We'll be LA moms together.
We will. What are some things, some wellness practices as we go into the new year? What are some wellness practices that you're leaving behind, things that you're like kind of not doing anymore? And then what are some things you're making sure to do that our girls can learn from?
For me, it's really the simple things. As I've said, I switch my phone. So it's morning and night phone boundaries. So I do not check my phone or social media first thing in the morning. It's really important that I have a 30-minute clarity. So I either go for a walk with Dean, or I do a yoga practice. I have a coffee. I do a cold shower. I have a simple skincare system, the JSHealth vitamins one. I take the JSHealth vitamins, of course. It's 30, 40 minutes of clarity, and it's starting my day on a really calm and clear note, because the ripple effect on the rest of my day is insane. If I start my day checking social media, chaos, inundation, the rest of the day at work it's just too much. Same thing at night. So I have a really big work day. I give my life and my work my everything. And then come 7 p.m., I start making dinner. I'm actually really, I went through this period for a few months recently. I just wasn't into cooking, even me, Jess Health.
Literally. But I was like, wrote down, I'm like, quick favorite recipes. People like love your recipes.
Oh, they do. But I actually am just being honest. Like it's been like eggs and avocado and toast. But then recently I actually realized it's my sort of 40 minutes to slow down. So I go to the store, and last night I bought salmon, and I made this like cauliflower and basmati rice with ghee and cashew nuts and spices and herbs. And what I realized recently with cooking is it's actually my sort of in my meditation at night. So I've had this big work day. I come home and I'm starting to slow down. I'm coming into my feminine. I'm running an Epsom salt bath. These are my rituals, by the way. Like, I'm so committed to my nighttime routine. You wouldn't ask Dean. Like, it's big bubble bath. It's chamomile tea with honey. It's JSHealth dinner last night, as I say, was this like a spiced salmon with cauliflower and basmati rice, and that cooking, like leaning into the meditative experience of cooking is quite something. I used to rush cooking dinner. Now I'm like, I'm just going to take it slow. I love being in my kitchen. I'm in my slippers. After a big day, I'm running the bubble bath in the background. I'm sipping on our magnesium powder, which I have to send you because it's life-changing.
Wait, did I get it?
You probably taking the tablets. No, the powder it's like another level. I don't know. People are literally calling it the magic powder. Yes.
You guys sent it to me and I brought it on a travel and it's unreal.
It's the same as the tablets, but in a powder form. But obviously some people absorb powders better.
Yeah.
And not really, but people are just, the reviews are, just go look at the reviews. They're insane.
Oh,
it's magic because that glycinate for the nervous system is just boom, like brings you down. Anyway, so it's just this really, because that nighttime routine truly sets me up for the next day. And it's really a hard social media switch off at 8 p.m. I mean, of course I break it every now and then if I have to post something for work, whatever it might be. But 8:30, it's like a strict switch off.
Yep.
Those two things, the morning and nighttime rituals, change my everyday life. And I can't even tell you the energy and the ripple effect of those two things. I have 1 coffee a day. My rule has always been 1 cup of coffee a day before 11 or 12. It really supports that the sleep-wake cycle and melatonin cortisol cycle. So I love coffee, but I want people to boundary up with coffee where they can. After lunchtime seems to be problematic for the blood sugar levels, for the sleep, for the melatonin to come through. So coffee boundary is one of my rituals. Alcohol is not good for me, although I'm here to tell you I love wine. Like people joke that in my next career I could be a wine connoisseur. Like for me on a Saturday night to be at the Polo Lounge having the
Girl,
one of their
what?
French.
Polo Lounge is my spot.
We go every Saturday night. Okay, we'll go next Saturday night.
We're going.
We'll just have a girls' night.
Literally Polo Lounge is my spot.
Just the energy there. Because for me, I always say I love being in LA because it's not the fact that I'm in Hollywood and I care so much about celebrities. It's the energy of the city. I think there's so much history and so much ambition and so many dreamers that I think in the Polo Lounge you like feel the energy of that. So sometimes I take my team. So it's like, having a glass of their French rosé is so divine to me, but it stirs up my anxiety for sure, and it stirs up my sleep. So I'm really being cautious on the alcohol. I think going in, when you say to me, what am I leaving behind? At this point in time when I'm starting to potentially prepare for children, I think I'm going to have to start to leave behind like my love for wine a little bit. Just at this point in my life, it's just not serving me at all. Actually, both my parents have given up. Well, my dad 100% has given up alcohol for the last 8 months. Dean doesn't really drink. But
my parents never drank growing up. I'm so grateful. I feel so lucky.
Mine did actually.
Yeah, mine did. So many people's did.
Do you drink?
No.
At all?
No.
But
I stopped drinking when I was 26.
Like 100%? Mm-hmm. Do you ever like?
Oh yeah. When I'm on dates now, I'll swirl a little red wine. But this is like new since being single. But it's very
moderate.
It's very moderate. I mean, how many times I'm dating, So yeah, that's the only time when I'm on dates, and I'm obsessed with it. It's the best.
Yeah, like
just like in a dimly lit room, just swirling. Just and like what's going to happen?
There is something in wine. Like I think it does have beautiful like there's an energy thing.
There's an energy thing. There's a joy. There's a play.
Yeah, like I always aspire to be a French woman, no matter what happens in my life. I just want to be a French woman. But
I don't. I love you guys, but they're mean.
I know.
My girls are. Oh. They're so judgmental. It's crazy.
Which ones?
French.
Oh, I don't actually know it really, Annie. But yeah, I was going to say one of my exercise, really interesting relationship with exercise at the moment. It's much more about my nervous system and my energy than it is about weight loss, of course, or my body. Like I'm doing a lot of yin yoga, which for the busy people is very difficult. It's sitting in one pose. I would encourage everyone just to go into YouTube, type in yin yoga and do a 30-minute yin yoga class tonight. I've been doing it every night, and it's about the fascia release. So it's sitting in that posture for long periods of time, sitting with the discomfort, which spiritually and mentally is so healthy, and slowing down. So again, big work day. And then I do a yin yoga class at around 7 p.m. It is so brilliant. And then having the magnesium powder, you will feel literally light.
Oh, it knocks you out. The magnesium powder knocks you out.
It literally knocks you out.
Knocks you out.
And then what is one of my other rituals? I also, with JSHealth vitamins, I take the non-cool products. I know there's so many I'm not involved in the influencer side of our business, but they all promote detox and debloat. Everyone obviously struggles with bloating and hair and energy, which I love because our miracle kelp is it's the only product I can say this hand on my heart that actually works for me and my customers, combined with our Vitality X collagen powder. So my hair is, it's funny, I just developed a scalp serum to go with Hair and Energy, and it's the funniest thing because I obviously don't need more hair growth, but it is growing my hair. But yeah, I take the non-sexy JSHealth products. I take probiotics, magnesium, fish oil, and turmeric, and I've been taking our mood and emotional balance, which I don't know if you've seen the science behind saffron when it comes to mood and sleep and stress. It's incredible. I mean, Justin Bieber's psychiatrist, Dr. Amen, sort of made it famous because he has always looked at the research behind saffron. We created this product like 3 years ago.
Saffron's like the most expensive.
We use the extract that the studies were actually conducted on. See, JSHealth vitamins were always, I have to say, I'm so proud of the fact that we always go the extra mile. Like we could just use any basic saffron. We actually use the extract the studies were conducted on at the 45 milligrams at the dose that the science sits. And so that product I've been taking every day has really, really helped me. And our fish oil is really, really special.
It's really good. I took it this morning too.
Oh my gosh, good. And then, so yeah, I take I think our probiotic is one of our formulations I wish more people knew about.
I take all the unsexy ones too.
Okay, good.
I take the probiotic, the fish oil,
and
magnesium, the collagen.
That powder is like,
the collagen's insane.
I would say the Vitality X collagen powder is probably in the top 3 of our most transformative powders because the collagen, I did not believe, as I've told you, I don't like trends. I did not believe in collagen until I found this one. It's from Norway, and the caliber of the collagen is from wild deep sea cod, sustainably sourced, and it's from the fish skin instead of the scales, and just the cleanliness of it, the purity of it, but it's also combined with all these really potent antioxidants. So it's really, we call it the Vitality powder because it not just targets skin hydration and skin firmness, it targets energy, gut, the glutamine in there, the aloe vera, the turmeric, really supporting the gut, plus the Siberian ginseng in there for energy, plus the astaxanthin, which is the most potent antioxidant. This is the Vitality X collagen. It's the orange powder. Like we have people in their 40, like I cannot tell you the noticeable effect you see in your skin taking that powder. Like I have to, I'm honestly just promoting this right now.
My skin is 100% because of collagen and red light.
But you need marine collagen.
Oh yeah, yours is the one I
just want people to look at the back of their collagens because as a nutritionist, I have not really seen science behind the bovine version. Please look at the back of your powder. Does it say marine collagen, and where is that collagen from? It's really important. And is the collagen at 2.5 grams or beyond? Again, that's where the science sits for skin firmness, skin hydration, skin elasticity. It's at the 2.5 gram dose. So if you can't see, often you can't see the dose. You want to see the dose. You want to see the origin of the collagen, and you want to know it's from marine collagen. And then I like collagen, but I don't love it enough to say it's the whole. I think it needs to be combined with other antioxidants like vitamin C and turmeric. I love grapeseed extract. We have a formulation called Skin Bright. Again, very underrated, underspoken about formulation. That's a French complex that's been proven to brighten the complexion. So taking Vitality X with Skin Bright is so powerful. So yeah, so what are my other rituals? A cold shower. I try and do a cold shower every day. Which is difficult. I'm like, I cold plunge where I feel fit.
I cold plunge. I mean, I'm trying. I think cold plunging is a little dramatic.
I think
everyone's like
dramatic.
Purple and like a bald. They're like bald headed purple, and they're like in the Arctic tundra every morning. I'm like, this is not good for you either.
I have another little thing I've been doing, which is beetroot juice. So I go to Whole Foods and I get beetroot and celery juice. And I don't know if it's going to be the next celery. I literally made this up because I crave beetroot, and we know that it's so brilliant for blood flow and the heart. But there's something about it that I feel so good after having it. Like,
isn't it high in vitamin B?
So good. I don't think it's definitely probably got some B vitamins, but it's more that it's really brilliant for blood flow. And I don't know what it is, if it's the night, like I feel amazing. So yeah, that's one of my rituals.
Okay, beetroot juice, celery, cold shower, having good boundaries. You've got your JSHealth routine. I feel like you've just like tried and true. It is the little things.
It's really, you can see with all, for anyone to see, you can see with all of that how non-dramatic and extreme it is. I'm not saying I have a cold plunge literally in my apartment and I'm not using it every day. I've got a sauna. Like I'm just saying, look at the nutritionist who's been doing this for 15 years and how non-extreme all of those things are. I eat really well, but I'm super kind. On Saturday nights, I have gelato. On Friday nights, we eat out, and Thursday nights often. I indulge but I aim to eat well every day just because it makes me feel good, not because my body's going to change or I'm trying to achieve a certain goal. So look at how simple it is. And I've always said the simplest changes equals big results because it's sustainable. It's long term. And therapy.
Therapy. Okay, last question. What's one thing you're learning in therapy right now?
To sit with discomfort.
That's a good one. I think I'm learning about the rescuer part of me. I have a rescuer.
You want to rescue people. Oh, Dean is like that a bit, I would say. He wants to always like look after people. I don't know if I have that. Wow, interesting. That's because the empath in you, isn't it?
And also what I grew up with.
Were you like had to be the strong one?
And I just felt like I had to save the people's lives and the people around me because they were struggling. So now I've realized, but this is the thing, last thing, in my work and in my life, I've been able to monetize and make the way that I naturally am part of my purpose.
Exactly.
So I help people. My rescuer is present, but it's in a way that's like healthy.
Yeah.
I love
sitting with discomfort
though.
With conversations.
Yeah.
With building a company, with my anxiety, with my intrusive thoughts, my PTSD. You know, life is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It is. Like I think we grow up to think that it should be glossy and comfortable and cozy and what's the word? Like lots of, I just imagine it would be full of cushion, a cushioned experience. What did you say?
Cushy.
Yeah, cushy. And it's just not. No. Life can be really, really tough, even if you're blessed and even if you're privileged and even if you have financial success, it's still tough. And we must let ourselves have the hard days, the sad days. And then normally the next day is better.
100%. I love you.
Love you.
Now we're going to go to Polo Lounge.
Oh my God, you actually go there?
What do you mean?
Wait, what? So for the red wine?
I go there on my dates. I go there with my friends.
I'm going to text you next Saturday night maybe.
Okay.
There's this Pinot Noir. Do you like Pinot Noir?
Yes.
You have to get.
I love it. That's like all I drink.
Ask them, the one from Oregon.
Okay. I'm like so down.
We'll go for one.
Okay. We love you guys. We will see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Jess. We really appreciate you. Again, you can get any of their amazing, amazing products to support you from every perspective. There's a thyroid one. There is the detox and debloat, of course, the magnesium. They have a good vitamin D. They have everything. It's just incredible at jshealthvitamins.com.
Perfect. Use code almost 30. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate you. Make sure to subscribe to Almost 30. We have new episodes every single week. And then we have a clip show, Morning Microdose. Head on over there, subscribe. We release Monday through Friday, 5 to 15-minute episodes of inspiration to start your day.
Yes, we love you guys. Thank you for being a part of our lives and community. What's up, YouTube? We'll see you later. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Later.